you just elected Bill Clinton for a second term as the President of the United States, and he described his term as a bridge to the 21st century. What is the nature of this bridge? And what was the first term of the President of the United States? In which way was it different from other presidents and other terms? And may I say, what really made the first term of the President of the United States so special was that Bill Clinton was the first American president in this century that didn't have the Soviet Union as an enemy. You know, it's very difficult to conduct a foreign policy if you don't have an enemy. You can hardly convince the Congress to give money. You can hardly convince the people to mobilize themselves. There's nothing to show around. And yet, when the enemy disappeared, all of a sudden, the President, you, all of us, has discovered a world full of problems and full of dangers. Actually, we went over from a world of enemies to a world of dangers. So why? What happened? And the answer is that the materialistic concept of the Soviet Union did no longer fit the changes in our time. The changes are many. Basically, one of them, we live in a world without borders. The greatest promises, as the most telling dangers, are borderless. Science doesn't have to go through the customs to move from one place to another place. Technology doesn't go through the customs. Information is not impressed by borders, even not by an iron curtain, nor by a silver curtain. Young people in Moscow or in Beijing or in Berlin or Paris or Baghdad are getting news home which no censorship can any longer blind the people. And all of a sudden, the so-called strengths of Russia became unimportant. You know, Russia is a huge country, but the big change is that the sources of wealth and strengths in our time are intellectual rather than material. What makes a country strong today is not the size of the land, not the wealth of natural resources, but really the level of research, of development, of education.